Really, it's okay. How are you guys doing?
Good. How about you?
Good. How was Thanksgiving? Good.
Payton, when did you all find out that Haley wasn't going to be playing today, and what, if anything, did that change with your all's approach and your approach personally going into the contest?
Yeah, so we really didn't find out until today. Yesterday at practice, we were doing just one of our drills at the beginning, and she kind of went out with a quad injury and went back. And obviously, we just got back from the Bahamas, and Coach Walls talked to us about how he basically had to run Mikasa and Haley into the ground because they're the only people that were producing for us performing on the court. And so I think us as teammates, we have to realize like we can't put our teammates in that situation where they're playing 35 plus minutes every single game 3 days in a row. And so I think we found out, and our approach wasn't like, oh, now Haley's out of the game, we have to score the 20 points that she's averaging, but it's like we need to play for Haley. Like we need to go out here and produce what we need to do as roles. And Haley's a great leader, so she came in and had to talk to us and said this is really going to be a breakout game for us before we play Ohio State. And so I think that was our mindset, was we're going to play for each other. We're going to go out there and show them what Louisville basketball is about.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Coach talked about how good it was for you to see the ball go down. I mean, can you just speak to that as far as what was that like for you to just kind of heat up and, be so effective shooting from the three?
Yes. Obviously, as a shooter, you want to see the ball go in as much as possible. That's why you're shooting. But after the Bahamas, I think I had a good talk with the coaches and saying, like, I need to get in the gym. This isn't going to come easy. And obviously, from the role I played last year, I didn't play a lot of minutes, maybe average like 6 to 8, because we had Emily and Kiana, like WNBA draft picks, and Chelsea Hall. And so I knew coming in this year that I was going to have to play a bigger role. But I think after the Bahamas, it was a reality check for me. Like, it's going to be not bigger than I thought, but I'm going to have to work harder than I thought. And so seeing the ball go in is great after putting in a lot of work the last 2 days. So we're only going to go up from here.
You can, with all the success they've had here, they just haven't lost a lot of basketball games. To lose 2 in a tournament, I just wonder what practice has been like since that, what Coach Walls is like, and just how you guys handled that and bounced back.
I think after you lose any game at any point in your life, you kind of know that next practice is probably going to kick you in the butt. But honestly, I think our approach was not that we need to come out scared for practice, like, oh, we're going to run, but like we're doing these drills and we're doing these things for a reason because we need to get better at them. So we worked a lot on like 2-on-1 fast breaks or 3-on-2 fast breaks where we weren't producing. Like we would get a lot of teams to turn it over. Like we got Longwood to turn it over 20 times today, and we scored 32 points off their turnovers. But when we were in the Bahamas, we were getting teams to turn it over like 20-some times, and we were scoring 13. So we need to be able to produce off the things that we practice. And then we did a lot of rebounding. Obviously, I heard Coach Wells mention it. We're missing Emily Inkster from last year, and she was unlike any person I've ever played with. Like, she could hunt down the ball. But I think after playing with someone like that, you almost rely too much on them. And Olivia stepped into like a huge role this year, averaging almost a double-double with rebounds. And so I think having people just step up into more roles, like our guards need to go help them. We can't just rely on our bigs.
Olivia, when Payton was talking about, without having Haley, for you, I mean, is that, you want her out there all the time, but was it kind of good for everybody to kind of get everybody going?
I feel like it builds like everybody confidence with scoring the ball. Because Haley's just such a great scorer, and I feel like we depend on her to score all the points. So for us, it's taking pressure off her for us to get in our defined roles to help this team get where we need to be at.
Olivia, Payton was just talking about, missing Emily and how big her rebounding is. I guess how much do you take that on to kind of work towards that and get those rebounds?
Yeah, I definitely miss Emily, even though she was stealing some of my rebounds. But just boxing out for her, it was great. But I feel like for us, like Payton said, the guards have to help us rebound as well, because rebounding is a part of the sport, and if you rebound, you can go score the points. So I'm like, why nobody wants to rebound? But yeah, it's just a stepping stool. We just got to keep practicing drills to help us continue rebounding. And I feel like Coach Walls and the coaching staff, they've been on us this week about rebounding. Like, that's all we did like the past 2 days is rebounding drills, execute offense, and just hustle. We just gotta grind. So yeah.
Physicality is obviously a big part of that, Olivia. You do that well. How do you, I guess, talk to your teammates and be that leader to help them also get that physical, just the gritness that this program is known for?
Just building up. I feel like some people take stuff like different than others, so you just your approach have to be different to other people. I feel like for me, I'm just like the goofy person, so I just build everybody by making them laugh and having fun with the game, not taking everything serious, because you're gonna make mistakes, but it's how you make the mistake. So yeah.
Being that you both have been in this program for a little bit, Jeff talked about how some of the other players have to get used to the level that this program is at as far as not being used to winning or losing games, What do you say to newcomers like Morgan and Chrislyn and Josie in those moments, or how do you guys just try to instill that kind of culture to them?
I think one huge point of like going to a top 5 program is you're going to get every person's best game. Like, you can come and play Longwood, and obviously like Longwood is their record's 1-4, and so when you come in here, I feel like a lot of people are looking and they're like, okay, Louisville should go kick them by 50, 60, but Longwood's going to come out here and play the best game that they've played in their whole life, and we're going to get that from every single team. So when we go to the Bahamas and people are thinking like, oh, South Dakota State, Gonzaga, they're not ranked, they're not in the top 25, Louisville should go beat them, but we have to play like we're a top 10 program to go beat teams like that. And obviously in the Bahamas, we didn't execute. And so I feel like that's a big thing that people don't look at, that we get everybody's best game. And so I think that's what we've been working on this week, was just going out and, like Olivia said, if you're going to make a mistake, make it hard. And so basketball being such an energy sport, we talk to like our bench, people coming off the bench, people that start, like, we can't have anyone relaxing at any point. If you need a sub, you need to ask for a sub.
Facts. What P said, like, it starts with practice. If our energy's dead at practice, then we're gonna come out to a game and not play good and not execute. So I feel like it start with practice. It start how you prepare for the game. And our 2 losses that we didn't prepare. We came outdoor. We came out as duds. We didn't have no energy. We didn't have each other's backs, and we kind of gave up before the game even started. So I feel like it's our approach to it.
For both of you, Norika was really close to a triple-double. Do you almost have to – Jeff was talking about her basketball IQ. Do you have to kind of always be ready when she's out there? And how much is she bringing this team now as far as with her passing ability?
Yeah, Reek is awesome. She even in practice, like, Reek throws some unbelievable passes to us. We're like, oh wow, Reek. But she played great today. I'm so happy for her that she's finally in the mental space that she needs to be to help this team, because we really do need her. And it brings me joy to see a teammate doing so well when they were just so in the slumps and going through things personally. And it's just great to have her back out on the court.
Yeah, and not even like, we know Reek can score, we know she can knock down an open 3, but she comes in and gets 7 assists, 8 rebounds.
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
great.
Like 5'10", and I like
not even the blocks too.
Yeah, I know. Like, she just plays with heart, and I feel like that's a lot of what I can take away from her game is she's going out there getting 8 rebounds, doing exactly what Coach Walls wants. So I feel like all of us stepping into that role is going to be really important for our success.
You had 3 games that were out at neutral site in the Bahamas. Come back, you've got a home game today, a big win. I get to stay at home against Ohio State next week. How much does playing at home in the KFCM Center in front of the U of L fan base factor into big games like that?
It's awesome. Even when we went to the Bahamas, so many people came and traveled with us to support us, even through our losses. It's just so awesome that this fan base can support us through anything. Like, when we're in the slums, when we're high, when we're low, they still with us, and I feel like that's where I want to be at. That's where I want to play, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, the first thing I said, even coming back for our game today, was just like, wow, I'm glad to be back in the O. As much as I love the Bahamas, it's just unreal to play in a place like this with fans. So,
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.